I want to talk about the mobile Resident Evil, and this like if it was ever released on mobile, I think it will look good. But this is a very good that talks about the series of Resident Evil 4 of the sequel, and it has Leon. I prefer like this type of series, like surviving, um, find survivors, like how a Resident Evil 3 Mercenaries was, but the Mercenaries never was used for Resident Evil 3, the nemesis of the PS1, PlayStation 1, and it has the the mercenaries where you survive civilians and then get points or timer, but not like this. Like this type of series that should be released. The only we had was a Resident Evil 4 remake and Resident Evil 3 remake. But like, for my opinion, like when Resident Evil 3 was announced to be remake, and I thought that they're gonna add story, like how like the team of Kylos will like team will be, what we will show team, what it shows like saving civilians or be around in Raccoon City and open war, an open bigger map. But and then Resident Evil Degeneration, I feel like it should be right than Code Veronica because like Resident Evil Resident Evil Degeneration is kind of like Code Veronica, but slightly, but like could have its own separate campaign that talks about the story of the original characters that most everyone wanted, right? That everyone wants to know about the original story of the story continue and not have to wait for like when it's gonna be released of the Resident Evil series story. And so they put in a CGI series and the Dark Side Chronicles. I see why they made the Dark Side Chronicles than a remake because one of the Resident Evil, like, see, um, I see why they put that in the Dark Side Chronicles because it's it's a movie, but you play it like a shooting game. I really like that, even though it's not a remake. I see why a remake could take longer, and a shooting type of game, like a shooting arcade game, like the Dark Side Chronicles. I see why it was good, but like why have they like remove features, like remove like things from Resident Evil that feels like it was Resident Evil, like the zombies. I feel like this could is feel like a survival online for me because like it could be like Resident Evil 4, this Resident Evil 4 remake, the style, but like more like less ammunition, more like more focus on horror, more focus on the zombies, details like graphics, and I think graphics is important. But like what should be when if Resident Evil 4 Degeneration ever comes out for mobile, a remake for mobile? It came from the iOS on iPhones. That was the first time that I learned from it was called exclusive. That's why it came to iPhones, and it never came nowhere else. And like, there's not a series to have like this. Only Life After has them, but like something like this is kind of like the most anticipating survival horror all time because like it has it has like it could be like Resident 4 remake the style. It really could, but it's more like a Resident Evil Outbreak. It does feel like it, it could be online. It could be like co-op. It could be like it will be all about the main characters. It could be look like how this is. It could be different. It could stay single player. It could be based on the CGI movies that they're doing with this series, and like it could show like separate campaign. It could show Leon and then Claire, and then in the part of the Ratio Degeneration where Claire has to go on her own, and Leon leave Claire to go to the controls to help Leon when he was fighting against the final boss, and then she was like on the controls, looking at the cameras to help Leon, and then trying to drop um the floor so that the boss could lose. Like that could be something, right? Like I feel like this could be something similar to Veronica, right? I like Veronica is something, right, to see, but this is more like could be online because like Resident Evil hadn't like really put into co-op since Resident Evil 5, but Resident Evil 5 was just an action series and not like from the original survival horror online. Like from the Resident Evil Outbreak was good, and then the Resident Evil um, Resistance, and this could be like co-op, like blocking the door. It would be more like kind of a Resident Evil Outbreak, right? Because Leon, there's so many zombies in this series, this fiction, is that Resident Evil made. You could like see survivors. You could like block doors, like kind of like Resident Evil Outbreak. You're helping out your teammate of Claire. That could be like co-op. That could be single player. But I feel like, yeah, it could stay single player. But I feel like to be more use of the survival tools that they need to survive in this series, like Leon blocking the door and have his teammate that is down like that to be like recovering or leave him in a safe room or an area that is look safe and have them recover or like how Revelation where you save the cadet from in Revelation Gracia, and while he's down, you give him a like an Ivan, so he could defend himself against the zombies while you're exploring or searching for your next mission. Like what it could be, it could be like Resident Evil Vendetta. That that could be like a multiplayer. Like you could be using but they hadn't like gone further with the multiplayer a lot. They hadn't like put any like new things that they could try. But like Claire, this I feel like really could be co-op, just like Resident Zero, because like Resident Zero, I feel like it's more like a Resident Outbreak. You because I don't know about Billy Colin. Billy Colin perhaps has experience a bit, and Rebecca, and then they like helping each other to survive. And then like it could why it can be like these type of characters that when they're damaged that they pretend to like it's like I'm pretending that that's like a player. My teammate is down. I leave him in the room or like they could um defend themselves or have ammunition or not. You have like time, like you clear the area and then you go on, proceed, what's next, and then what's Ivan to be it's like backtracking, but it's like a bigger map. Either could be an open war or just a map that looks like it's a big map. It looks like it could be an open war, but it's just a big map, right? And there's a lot of areas to explore, you know? Like Revelation 1 or the ship. There was like a trailer on the Resident Evil Revelation that Chris Redfield and Jill was together searching for someone. Oh, and they didn't, you know, downgraded or that was removed from Revelation 1, the original concept of the story of Revelation 1 where it used to show zombies in that is returning in Revelation 1. There was zombies, Chris Redfield and Jill was the main characters and they were partners, then having side characters like Parker and Rachel, but it was all about them. And then it changed. And then we hadn't received any games like that or a story that connects to the original Resident Evil series. And this generation was the first that was like connected to the original Resident Evil, right? Like original like CGI style slash PlayStation 1 series, like the original, like Resident Evil 4, 3, 2, 1. And Resident Evil 4 Remake came, but like I could prefer the original Resident Evil this generation, the remake. Like using computers, leave your teammate behind while using the computer to unlock a door, or like helping your teammate in the final boss battle, like how Resident Evil 6 was. In Resident Evil 6, Sherry, the player who played Sherry, helped Jake Mueller. The player who's also playing at Jake Mueller was fighting against the final boss, and she and your teammate was his job to like press the button to hit the boss so that your teammate could get a clear open to win. And so it's like that. That could be it. That could be something like that. You know, it could be like something like Degeneration, helping your teammate. When I saw Resident Degeneration, like Resident Evil Outbreak could be some type of style could be being used more often and more into the 1.5 version of Resident Evil, and they could do that in Resident Evil 0. You know, carry your teammate if he's injured and you can't like move so much. You just carry them to the safe room so you could leave them behind and search for areas. But that could be something like that, or it could be another mode, a different mode, like how Resident Evil Outbreak has. It has so many like levels, so many um things to do. Like you're, there's like original where you're not infected, and and there's another where you are infected. If you're down, could turn to a zombie, you know, and it could be something like that. Resident Evil 0 that hasn't used. That'd be something where you're affected. Or you get bitten by a zombie. You have to find like first aids and stuff while continue the story of Resident Evil 0, and then and then you cure yourself, cure, and then you become normal, like remove the infection from the zombie. That'd be something or not, but like I say, a mobile game for Resident Evil Degeneration could be, and this is more very good with Resident Evil 4 Remake, with care and story and the type of graphics it was. Resident Evil Degeneration is good, you know, it could have like, I help your NPC, help your teammates, something that could be, but not be like more like Left 4 Dead, or like help your teammate carry them to the safe room, block the door. You don't have the keys, but you're blocking the door because the zombies are coming in. Or it could be something like that. Give ammunition to your teammate, cooperate. Like how Rizzo Outbreak was. Like your teammate is down, and they could call you you like command lines like help or something, so that they come and help your teammate, like how Rizzo Outbreak was, where you have to be a teammate, a team player, and carry them or lift them or help them to stand up so that they're okay again, like something like that. Like Crazy Zero has so much of like survival that could be like, but it would be more like 1.5 because I like 1.5, right? This generation show a sneak peek of the remake of Resident Evil 2 of this movie, and it was good. You see how the zombies was? It was super scary. The zombies, how it looks, but now we hadn't seen that since Resident 2 remake, the 2019, where the graph of the zombies had to be more like that, and then more like creative, more like creative things like what it has from Resident 2 remake. The glitches that's not removed, you could speedrun glitches and some other ways to do fastest turn. That's like special tactical turns, so you get faster time and two zombies that could the, bite the character. It could be three zombies, like Resident Evil 3 remake, or if Resident Evil 3 Nemesis edition ever come out, it could be like four zombies getting up to the player, like how Resident Evil 4 remake was. There was like tactical that the AI of those plagas, those enemies that you face, they like do tactics, they go behind you, they hate you and stuff. There's something more like that to be, and not like one time and then it's all gone, and a new way, direction, a new playthrough, a new gameplay is. It has to be like the same as Resident Evil 4 remake. So you did like a it's a Resident Evil 4 remake done a good job with the mechanics and needs to use that for the Resident Evil Degeneration. And they're like the zombies, like Resident Evil 3 was like could have been like three zombies fighting Kylos or four or but Code Veronica, it could be like that, you know, an opportunity for Code Veronica, like either Code Veronica or Resident Evil 1 remake, where the different modes, like how Resident Evil Outbreak, if they take a look at Resident Evil Outbreak, the series online, you can tell, is it just an example? It shows an example, like there's like different section, different parts of like that you could play. You could play like infection or friendly fire, something like that, or you could leave your teammate behind. It could be something like in Resident Evil 1. You still could play the original story, but like if it was multiplayer too, but it would be like something like similar to like how Resident Evil 1 the original was, the remake from the GameCube, where you didn't save everyone and you get the fastest time with Jill, Valentine, or Carlos. No, Chris Redfield, where you didn't save everyone and you get the fastest time. It could be more like that, but it would be more like it is an outbreak for Resident Evil 1 because they're in the Alkali Mountain and there's zombies every that comes by often. It could be something like that, and you either leave your teammate behind, so you go to the helicopter with oh yeah to escape with the helicopter, and like how is it? Outbreak was where there's a helicopter, you could either like leave your teammate and just go by yourself, but then your teammates are left behind, either find a way to escape the mansion from Resident Evil 1, or there's no escape of the mansion and it's game over for them because you're the only one that escaped. It could be like that, or it could be another mode where you could be Wesker and your mission is to take down the Stars members and they escape. Or it could be something like that. Or if the team didn't defeat the players didn't defeat the player who's playing Wesker and he's alive, he could escape. He could have his own campaign also. Either both way, either that they didn't defeat Wesker, but he managed to somehow escape from another area, like another direction. But then the player who's playing Wesker has to fight through the forest and then get to and then escape. Or yeah, either that or it's game over for the player as Wesker because he tries his best to like. It could be like Among Us, for example, but you play as Wesker where you took down the players, but the players doesn't know who's like taking them down one by one. But they can't find Wesker, you know? Maybe there's like secret open doors or the walls to open so they could go different direction or not. Like or like when it either could be like this part of Raccoon City while you're being RPD, you know, and you suit up, you get your weapon. There's like targets that you could practice of your aim. Like special skins maybe, gear, or like and then the player who could play as Brad is, and then he could use the chopper for himself. Either like they go to do their mission, or they could stay behind, and then the other player who's Jill, or the player who's not like maybe not ready to play the mansion could stay behind, you know, so that and there's a timer. There's a timer that is counting down to how long you're in the mansion because you need to like beat it before it's game over. Oh, it's yeah, game over. Or like Rescue will come out, finish you, or something like that. Or more zombies comes in, or dogs, something like that. Zombie dogs, or monsters, or like if a player is down, then the player who's playing as Brad comes drop the other player that is stayed behind with the chopper, come and grab the teammate and help him and recover him or leave the mansion like they could do. They could do that. No, if they leave, it's game over. But there's like a countdown, like how Resident 3 remake could have, you know, like it explained the dialogue that they were there since September, and then it went to October because of Jill Valentine stayed behind, and but there's a countdown, you know. It be It's kind of more like Legend of Zelda, uh, make Majora Mask. It's something like that, but it's like a countdown, and then you don't know how many days. I mean, it's like I see why Dead Rising has like a timer that is showing in his watch, but like Resident Evil had it. You know, they had that change of those features, like, and then the last countdown, the last minutes, and then all the you have your few hours or few minutes left in the Raccoon City because you couldn't escape Raccoon City, and then game over of the original ending where it's called game over. It could be like that. It could be like yeah, like a timer or something.